New digital scan of the Titanic has offered an unprecedented insight into the ship's final moments. A detailed three-dimensional reconstruction of the wreck reveals engineers worked to keep the lights on even as the vessel sank.
As soon as the sub veered off course, the warning indicators appeared.
I think Titanic was one of those great mysteries. How could it just fall off the face of the earth?
The team was forced into an overlooked area for what ought to have been a routine Titanic survey of the wreck, which no expedition has visited in a long time. Unaware that they were recording what the ship had concealed since 1912, they continued to video.
None of us really on the ship had any idea of how interested the world would be that we had found Titanic.
Hours afterwards, the video disappeared into a store that is classified. Even so, a few copies fled, and the frames from within that crumbling hull, they're not compatible with anything that historians were willing to describe. Below the Atlantic Ocean is boundless. Its surface is quiet, even tranquil. However, there's a world beneath that false serenity that cannot be touched by sunlight. 2.5 miles below the surface, the pressure increases to levels at which humans are unable to thrive. When the temperature approaches freezing, all colors are swallowed by black water and light. Here, just devices and the most powerful submersibles can take a risk. For many years, the Titanic slept in this quiet, profound universe, unseen and unspoiled. Its mysteries, maintained by the sea itself. Initial attempts to find the wreck were confronted with annoyance. Sonar measurements in the anomalies were hinted to in the middle century. However, nothing could verify the ship's place of repose. The ocean declined to provide up its reward. Shifting in currents, the vessel was hidden by sands, and many explorers came home with nothing. The ocean's refusal to accept their theory's vastness. Only each unsuccessful expedition enhanced the enigma, making the final revelation all the more dramatic. In the 1980s, technology had advanced. Remote deep-sea cameras operated automobiles, and sonar mapping enabled explorers to ultimately break through the veil. Even so, going down to the wreck was not an easy task. The submersibles had to endure hundreds of times the strain. Their lights are brighter than at sea level, penetrating into complete blackness. Each drop felt like a new one, a frozen-in-time planet for over 70 years. The initial views of the Titanic from these depths were not just a finding. It was a challenge to history itself. The ship was supported by the ocean floor, although the wreck appeared to be nearly alive beneath the lights that submerge. Below the surface, the Atlantic concealed its secrets, and the entire globe eagerly anticipated observing what was concealed in the dark. First sight of the wreck. Everything changed in the summer of 1985. Following decades of fruitless searches, finally, the Franco-American expedition got closer to the coordinates where the Titanic was thought to be at rest. A research ship drifted across the Atlantic. Its sonar apparatus is humming and scanning the murky waters underneath. Regarding the crew, the hours were stressful. Each signal onto the promise of discovery was on the screen. However, every abnormality may prove to be a false lead. On board, the remotely operated camera system known as Argo was ready. The lights were made to pierce through the darkness of the deep, and its cameras could transmit pictures in real time back to the surface. When the system was eventually put into use, it vanished beneath the waters, leaving the crew and ship dangling above a planet that no person had ever seen. The decline was methodical, sluggish, and nerve-wracking. The Atlantic put pressure on silently, as though conscious of the moment that was going to happen. Minutes become hours. The initial pictures of Argo transmitted were not noteworthy. Shadows of the sea floor, strewn rock, and the screens were filled with drifting sediment. Then, very unexpectedly, a form came out of the shadows. It was indisputable. The mass's curvature slanted, partially hidden metal hull. The submersible was mirrored in mud. Lights, rusticless, dangled like delicate drapes across the surface. The Titanic had finally shown herself. The space burst with subdued enthusiasm and incredulity. For the first time, people had really seen the wreck. Argo approached, exposing decks that had collapsed, pieces of railings, and the twisted remnants of what was once magnificent interiors. Each picture served as a reminder of the tragic tale of the ship. The magnitude of the destruction was astounding. The long, dark lines spread across the decks. The stern and bow were divided by hundreds of yards. Separated by the rubble field, the sinking had dispersed throughout the ocean floor. The submersible went on to go around the disaster, each pass discovering additional information. Heaps of personal items, damaged furnishings, although sporadic artifacts emerged in the light's radiance. Twisted shadows through the twisted metal, providing the destroyer a spectral presence. Regarding the crew, it was not only a discovery, it was a conflict with the past, an opportunity to observe the last resting place of the Titanic as it lay undisturbed in the for more. See the Atlantic's black depths. Over 70 years, submersible humans board the Titanic. Early in the 1990s, technology had sufficiently developed to enable humans to go straight down to the Titanic. Tiny, specifically made submersibles were reduced from support vessels. They're dense hulls that can bear pressure that would smash regular vessels. Every single dive was well prepared. Each and every motion was deliberate, slow, and intentional. The sea did not permit any errors, and each moment spent in the dark, it was a skill test in the freezing water. Endurance. The initial submersibles arrived at the wreck with only 2 or 3 individuals imprisoned in metal spheres hardly big enough to move. Within, softly glowing control panels cast faint light on the cheeks of the operators. Gradually, the drop started, slipping across the ocean's layers that turned become with each 100 feet, it gets colder and darker. The sea outside changed from a rich blue to complete blackness. The quiet of the depth was stifling, only interrupted by the life support system's soft hum and the crew's sporadic murmurs. Since the submersibles got closer to the seafloor, the initial forms of the Titanic came out of the shadows. The bow emerged initially, its construction hidden in sediment to some extent, but still enormous and commanding. Rusticless clung to the metal and are odd and fragile. Structures, expanding gradually as the decades went by. Each surface displayed the time's wounds and the extreme tensions of the deep. The operators inside held their breath as the initial cameras photographed decks, stairwells, possessing equipment that no human had ever observed in person. The pilots directed the submersibles via little apertures in the wreck, being cautious to avoid stirring sediment clouds that could blurry vision. Within the vessel, there was complete, almost reverent silence. Broken timbers, pieces of furniture, and strewn artifacts occupied the places, caught at the instant of catastrophe. The shadows created by the twisted submersible lights on walls and flooring, creating an eerie atmosphere in the wreck, nearly living presence. Every dive disclosed more. The magnificent staircase, the once opulent cabins, as well as the boiler. The Titanic narrative was recounted in chambers in striking detail. The operators could sense the weight of history bearing down on them. The submersibles traveled slowly, purposefully, charting hallways and recording rooms prior to withdrawing to the exterior. Each mission that been added to the comprehension of the ship, but also strengthened the unsettling fact. This was a solemn, somber, and potent monument situated 2.5 miles below the Atlantic, unaltered by human activity for more than 70 years. The secret corridor. While participating in a submersible dive in the operators in the late 1990s came upon a portion of the Titanic, it had never been seen on a map. This had not happened on other voyages. Region, either as a result of sediment navigation challenging or because due to structural failure, the passage appeared unpassable. The submersible floated cautiously ahead, its lights cutting through the murky water. The corridor showed itself gradually, narrowly, and extended and shut off in earlier dives had never made it. The interior was warped in ways that nobody could anticipate. Bulkheads bent in strange ways, metal beams and angles that ought to have remained straight, but decades had distorted them. Strain. Everything was covered in rust. However, The corrosion appeared nearly intentional, as though the ship's recollection of collapse had lines etched along the walls. The submerged sensors saw a decrease in temperature that no current theory could provide an explanation for. The water was cooler here than it was elsewhere. Crash, abnormally so, and the readings flickered, making the operators uncomfortable. As the cameras approached the barriers, they managed to capture something even stranger. Tiny sediment clouds moved around the corners and the floor, apparently agitated by no apparent force. For a ship that is at rest for longer than 70, it was impossible to move for years. Or so they pondered. Dancing shadows moved across the lights that were submerged as the tiny particles whirled, creating a presence in the hallway. Things had an almost living quality. Each picture returned to the surface, adding tension to the team observing, who started to comprehend that this portion of the ship was unique, unaltered, and erratic. The surfaces made of metal were marked with grooves and lines that did not correspond with the known collapse patterns. Some appeared to have been. Some were worn smooth, others gouged. The pilots moved very carefully, knowing that the hull of the submersible might be harmed if it came into contact with sharp edges. More was revealed at every turn. Disturbing characteristics. Support collapsed corners, curved fences, and structures full with rubble that appeared to defy justification. Within the prohibited, consequently, the Titanic seemed less like a ship and more akin to a secret tomb it wouldn't let go. The combination of warped architecture, shifting sediment, and an inexplicable cold produced a silent warning environment. Regarding it for the first time, the submersible crew felt that this area of the wreck had been concealed for a purpose. The pictures were eerie, a reminder that the sea maintained mysteries that are deeper and more complicated than anyone could have predicted. The eerie cabin. In the early 2000s, while diving, one of the human-occupied submersibles floated inside a portion of the Titanic that had previously not been documented. Charts of expeditions and earlier sonar scans had not indicated this. Chamber. The operators came over. Gingerly, conscious of the ship's structure, it had changed significantly over decades of intense pressure. The instant the submerged lights came into contact with the air in the control room, the doorway appeared to tighten on the surface, as if the sea itself was holding its breath. The cameras inside the room recorded something strange and frightening. The arrangement of the furniture was such that it indicated human activity, yet the ship had been submerged for more than 80 years. A chair with a little forward tilt and a table with strewn items, but rusted, yet still suggested intentional positioning. The space appeared to have been left behind just moments earlier, stuck in a time before human recollection. The door frame that opened into the room was curved outward in a way that suggested enormous force had been used from within. There is currently no explanation that matches the distortion. The submersible scratches and scars caused by lighting along the walls. Unusual marks that did not conform to established collapse patterns. Impressions in even more unsettling the silt that looked like footprints shaped and crushed into the ocean floor. Too noticeable to be random sediment changes. While the operators concentrated their cameras, something went wrong. For 2 seconds, the video continued indefinitely, making a loop that displayed the space repeatedly from the same perspective. The repetition wasn't mechanical, but appeared connected to the deep shadows and reflections in the room. Every single room felt alive with repetition, as if it were conscious of being noted. Abruptly, a heavy moan sounded through the ship's hull. The noise went all the way into the submersible, resonating with a burden that caused the crew to recoil. There were tiny vibrations. The frame, indicating motion in a structure that has long been thought to be stable. The pilot responded right away, reversing the ability to retreat by submersion. The crisis rose started, the lights fading from the room, leaving it completely dark. Water once more. The group went back to the surface, trembling, the pictures taken imprinted in memory. The space, unaltered by earlier investigations, defied reasoning and anticipation. Its furnishings, markings, and mysterious occurrences implied that the Titanic contained more as opposed to historical objects. It included anomalies, areas that presented comprehension, as well as traces of human tragedy that was submerged for decades, unwilling to disclose everything. Above the Atlantic Ocean fell silent, concealing its secrets once more while the world waited to see what atrocities the what might deep reveal next. The video that disappeared, the dive that caught the prohibited corridor, and the enigmatic room had appeared to be a huge success. The return to the surface of the submersible, its cameras and sensors moved slowly, sending the final readings to the vessel of support. Members of the crew expected hours of watching video, looking at each hallway, deck, and space for historical understanding. What they failed to was that a component of what had been recorded just vanished. As soon as docked submersible and the camera's memory system started to unload, a number of minutes of video seemed to be tampered with. The files wouldn't open. Mistake notifications showed that the information had been deleted. However, nobody on board had touched the storage devices with their hands. Manual deletion was indicated by metadata logs, an unfeasible justification under the conditions. The group gazed at the watching with shock, realizing that what had disappeared symbolized a portion of the most amazing video ever taken within the Titanic. Afterwards, backup copies were found by investigators from backup storage. Although the majority of the material was undamaged, it was obvious there were no frames and sequences that display the prohibited corridor and the unexplored room, times when ought to have disclosed structural information. And antiques had just disappeared. Even anomalies in the audio were strange. Tracks, abrupt bursts of sound emerged that were not connected to the vibrations, submersible equipment, or interference from the environment. The sounds were succinct, acute, and inexplicable, creating the appearance that something had moved into the wreck, only being captured briefly by the delicate microphones. When the freeze-frame analysis of the remaining video, technicians observed a silhouette that resembles a figure stuck between beams. It momentarily materialized in the corner of a frame, blurry and black, but in proportion strangely human. Every effort failed to find it in other frames. Reflections, sediment, and shadows could not take the shape into consideration. The finding was uncomfortable for the crew. This was not just a technological peculiarity. It was a suggestion that the Titanic, at rest for 2.5 miles below the Atlantic, yet included unpredictable mysteries and mysterious. The missing video, parts that are corrupted, and spectral the silhouette sparked conjecture. A few proposed deep-sea natural causes variations in pressure, electronic magnetic abnormalities, or interference close to the hull of iron. Others wondered if, coincidentally, only frames illustrating the most peculiar aspects of. There was no wreck. The event remained unsolved, leaving the team significantly more inquiries than responses. The silent and icy Titanic had once again told everyone that even decades it might make mysteries undersea. That was inexplicable, and that the depths of the ocean could conceal truths that would never be completely understood. And so, the Titanic rests once again in silence, 2.5 miles beneath the Atlantic. Whatever was seen in those forbidden corridors remains hidden, locked away by the ocean itself. The missing footage, the unexplained shadows, and the unanswered questions remind us of one truth. Some secrets are never meant to surface. Until the depths decide to speak again, the Titanic keeps its silence.